today? Today we're doing green curry, chicken and eggplant. So the ingredients we've got here, we've got about 200 grams of sliced chicken. You can use thigh or breast, but I prefer thigh. We've got coconut milk, about 400 mils. We've got some Thai eggplant. You can use any eggplant really. There's about 150 grams of eggplant there. We've also got the green curry paste itself, sugar and fish sauce, Thai basil and kaffir lime leaves. If you're not sure, kaffir lime leaves look like that before they've been chopped up. So I'm not going to make a paste for you today because not many people have the time or effort to actually do it all, and if you're busy studying then it's easy just to buy a paste at the supermarket, and the results are pretty good in general, especially if you add things like the herbs to flavour at the end. So first step is grab a saucepan, and on a medium heat we want to cook out the curry paste. So we've got about 50 grams of curry paste. So not too high because you don't want to burn the paste. Okay. So I'll just crank it a little bit just to get a bit more heat through it. So what you're looking for is just to you want to cook out the curry paste. It brings out more of the flavour. So in general, I like to cook it until it starts to change colour and stick a little bit to the bottom. That's how I usually know it's done, when it starts to stick a little. So this step could take about 5 minutes or so. If you want to be really patient, just leave it super low. But don't try to rush it.
Is it the same when you're cooking, say, a red curry or a...
Yeah, I find a lot of the Thai curries, I start the same. Just cook out the paste, and then usually the next step is add the coconut milk. Yep. So it's getting to that point where I think it's almost done. So you can smell the flavour coming out of it. It's not quite sticking yet, but that's good. Don't necessarily want it to stick. Sticking just usually lets me know that it's ready. So at this stage I'm going to add the coconut milk.
So when it starts to split, the oil comes out?
Yeah, like
Pretty much a good time to...
Once you've cooked it out quite well with the paste, you'll see the oil starting to separate out of the paste. Thanks, Matt. And so this one, we just want to cook it until it actually comes to the boil. And just stir as you go to break up the paste. So it's starting to come to the boil, and depending on the size of your pot and where the flame is, so it might start to, the coconut milk might start to catch on the sides. Just try bring it down. Okay. So yeah, there we go, it's starting to boil. So at this stage I'll add the chicken. And just keep stirring that until the chicken is done. And you can turn it down if it's boiling a bit too vigorously. No need to rush it, you can cook it slower, but if you're hungry then you can crank it faster. Okay, so the chicken's getting there. It doesn't have to be fully cooked at this stage because I'm going to add the eggplant now. And the eggplant will take a little bit longer, so by the time the eggplant is cooked through, the chicken will be definitely cooked. Okay, so the eggplant is pretty much done. It's nice and soft. So the last thing to do is just to adjust the seasoning. So for the seasoning, adjust the seasoning and also add the herbs. So it's a combination of like, you want it to be sweet, but you also don't want it to be too sweet, and you want it to be salty, not too salty, and the two flavors kind of work with each other. So taste as you go, add little bits at a time. So this is sugar, and every time I'll just retaste. So our Thai colleague, Pat, she always tells me to add more sugar because Thai curries are sweet. A lot of them are. But again, personal preference. So yeah, I won't give you quantities for fish sauce and sugar because I'll leave it up to you. But in general, go relatively sweet for this green curry.
It also depends on how much protein you got in there and how much veg is in there.
Yeah,
as well.
like the more vegetable you add to it and protein, it'll also dilute the flavour.
And those eggplants, again, they're like sponges, they suck up all the sauce.
That's right.
Smells good.
And so a lot of stir fries, a lot of the time I'll serve with rice, so you can actually make the stir fry and the sauces and the curries a little bit stronger because you're not going to eat it on its own, you're going to eat it with rice. So you want to have it to be a little bit over seasoned so that it balances well with the rice. So to finish, I'll add some kaffir lime leaves that I've julienned. So I find the kaffir lime leaves and so there's about 2 lime leaves there, and the Thai basil, about maybe 15 leaves. And just mix that through. So it just gives it a really fresh flavour. So it's a nice way to kind of modify a store-bought paste, but to make it taste a little bit more complex. And always I just give it one last taste just to try, see if I can add anything. I'm pretty happy with that. Right. And we're ready to plate. So bring this over. I might use a ladle. So it's not so messy. And if you want, you can garnish with a little bit of the fresh herbs on top just for presentation. Nice leaf. Cool. And so with jasmine rice, I have it green curry with chicken and eggplant.